All right, so it's basically looks like a recruit class, and they've flooded a grassy.
Or it's just wet. Look at the instructor walking through with a boot on.
Oh yeah. So they're
I like
doing
that.
calisthenics in the mud, basically crawling through
Team building.
team building. Doing burpees, drags. Now they're in the gym. I would say the good parts of this is you have your academy instructors doing it too, right? They're in the mud. They're doing everything with you. One guy has a boot on his foot like it's broken. Pretty hard not to do it when you have that going on.
I had a dislocated finger in one of my academies.
Yeah.
Didn't do it. Like I was in the middle of the academy and I was playing pickup basketball. Like, of
course you were.
right, and dislocated it. I thought I jammed it, and then I end up going the whole. I can't go get anything done to it right now.
Yeah.
I thought I maybe broke it. Actually, that's what I thought. So I was like, well, I can't. I'm in the middle of an academy. I'm
Just like
lead.
buddy,
I can't
buddy tape it.
So I would tape it every day. And then, just getting gloves on was it hurt so bad. It turns out 6 months later, I go to the doc and they're like, it's dislocated, but now it's actually in. Like
So you relocated
the space in it. Yeah. So the space in it, or here it is, this one.
God, it's ugly.
Yeah. The space had already filled. So like, well, we can try surgery. So they do surgery. They realign it. They put a rod, like a pin all the way through it. 6 weeks like this,
Yeah.
straight. And then I get the rod or the pin taken out and
Dislocate
literally
it
goes to that same spot. I was like, damn, the whole time it was dislocated. I could have just popped it back into place. But anyways, I can empathize with that. That's pretty cool. It's hard especially if you're walking around with a boot on the whole time.
Yeah, I feel like there would be some issues with that from a human resources.
Depends on how the
perspective.
staff. If you're doing it with them, that takes away all complaints, right?
Yeah.
All staff doing it with them.
I think you can do that in a different way by just
Does it really need to be?
well.
It's just water.
I know the goal is
What do you want to do it on concrete and then they bloody up their knees and then we got a problem? You know what I'm saying?
no. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think like if you wanted to do this and you worked for a city that was like, oh, there's no way they'd let us do that, right? Like they would, even if we were doing it with them, they would, or you have a boss who's like, this makes no sense. Why do we have to get them all muddy? That doesn't make any sense. I could see you having a boss like that. Just get him in gear and you're with them and hit the stairs. Like we do 110 flights with our recruits with 50 feet of 2.5 on their back. It's a brutal day, but like that's a team building that you could use that no one can say anything about.
But when you're doing this, what do you think are the mental obstacles when you're doing something like this?
Oh, you're cold, you're dirty,
They're probably not cold. It looks like warmer, right? They're all in shorts and a t-shirt.
you gotta do that in the winter. That's how you fucking do it.
That's where you run into problems. When you're
You had
shivering.
6 people to get hypothermia.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. It's all just in your approach and perspective.
Yeah. But you have to do this type of stuff with them.
Yeah, you got to do something that is team building.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the idea of it. I love that is how you bring academy classes together. Is by everyone, that shared suffering, that trauma bonding. Like we've gotten a little bit of grief from how hard we push our recruits, but like we're doing everything with them and our recruits come out of their academies as like one single unit. And I haven't been a part of one yet that they haven't done that. You don't get to that point by having an easy academy. And what you're also not doing is like, when I'm on the job, am I ever going to have to roll around in the mud and do burpees? No, you're not. That's not the reason why we do this stuff. You are going to be freezing cold and wet and still have to operate.
Well, here it is. You don't want to roll around in the mud and do burpees, right? On a daily basis, sometimes in your career, you're not even going to want to come to work, right? or you're not going to want to go on that call, or you're not going to want to do this in the middle of the night when you're dead tired. That's all this is doing.
Yeah.
You just can fall back on this and be like, all right, I've been here before. You know, I'm able to just push through. You know, it's the whole quote of like, are you in pain or are you in discomfort? Because if you stop what you're doing,
Is it going to go away?
it's going to go away. So no matter how long you do this, when you stop what you're doing, it's going to go away. So you can keep going. You know, once you stop, it'll go away. Pain's different, right? If you stop or if you keep going, it's going to get worse. And when you stop, it's going to stay there. You know? So there's a difference.
To me, it's like part of our job as academy instructors is to show you what you're capable of. And some people need to be pushed really hard to find that potential. And that's part of our job too. You know, like if our only job was to teach you fire skills, we could probably be done in a couple of weeks, to be honest with you. But when you go out, and at least the city we work in, you need more than that. You need resiliency, you need mental toughness, and not a lot of people come into the academy with that built in. And so it's part of our job to instill that in you, and there is no other way to do it.
It really isn't.
There's no pill. There's no
You can't
video.
just read a book
No.
and watch
I watched 8
David
hours
Goggins.
of Jocko.
Yeah. I'm ready to go.
No, like you got to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, you have to do it.
And
have to experience it.
as long as your instructors are doing it with you, you cannot complain. You can, but it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, there really was no complaints when I was part of the staff.
Oh, there was
there
complaints. Tom.
was-
You just didn't hear them.
Well, there was complaints about how much it sucked.
yeah.
But it's the difference of just, man, workout was terrible to, the fuck are we doing this?
Yeah.
Like they just stand around and do whatever, you know?
We get that.
This doesn't make any sense. And kind of can't say anything like that when the whole staff's doing it.
We get that when we like bring echo bikes out onto the training ground, and everyone's like, in their heads, probably like, "What the fuck are we doing?" And I try and be very diligent about letting them know that like the reason that this is out here, like the last class we did 3 forcible entry doors with echo bikes in between, and after you got through the door, you had to take your mask off. I think it was like 10 or 15 calories, mask back up, force the door again. The whole point of that is to get your heart rate up to a point where like your fine motor skills are starting to go away. And now we're going to train you to mask up when your heart rate's up, your fine motor skills are gone, you're maxed, and you still need to mask up. Because as a probie going to your first fire, that's probably what it's going to feel like. Where like you are task saturated, you have a mental overload, and you still need to mask up and force the door. That's the reason why the echo bikes are out there.
Remember when we used to do stairs and it was such a long workout because you're doing 7 to 9 or 10 rounds.
Yeah.
And we used to say it's the part that sucks is sometimes the beginning because
it's
you're
like
just
the
building.
third
Like,
round.
here we go. But I'm just doing this to get to that 10 minutes of the workout that sucks.
It's the only one that matters.
Get through it.
Yeah.
So I have to get there by expending the energy for 30 or 40 minutes just for that 10 minutes. That's where the mental toughness is built, and you have to spend some time to get there. I think if people understood how much value there was in some struggle like that, transfers over to everything you do in life, they might be more willing to do it. I don't know.
I mean, for people who are just getting in the fire service, like we're trying to get, at least early on in the academy, we're trying to get you to the point where you want to pull your mask and then train your body to
Resist it.
Yeah, to be like, hey, listen, I can't do that. But if we don't put you through 40 minutes of hell, you're never going to get that true feeling of panic.
Yeah.
And like that's the point of all this stuff. And luckily, we have the right people in place that allow us to do that, because I think we describe it in such a way that it's not, hey, we're just going out there to crush souls. That is kind of part of it, but the bigger reason behind that stuff is like we know how it feels to be really hot, really uncomfortable, and you start to lose your mind. Like that panic sets in of holy shit, it's really fucking hot in here. I got to get out. And it's like, well, I've been here before. Like we're giving you some slides in your slide deck or however we're giving you some reels in your Instagram, however you want to say that to,
Yeah.
to this new generation. But like, if we don't do that, we failed as a cadre,
Thanks for tuning into The Standard Issue. Get exclusive content and support the show through our Patreon. You can find the link through the-standard.us. While you're there, check out our premium gear and links to our sponsors. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. Till next time.